Something new. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no.
So Wale dropped the PYT song last week. I messed up in that review like twice because I when I listened to the song, I went
Pretty Young Thing.
Yeah, you didn't hear it?
Nah,
it's not bad. It's okay. It's okay. I said it was all that. It wasn't all that to me, but after like taking a step back, I was like, this is definitely catered more to females. So I guess that is why I don't really care for it.
all his music is, honestly.
I mean, yeah, but it's like that one is specifically like that's directly towards like girls. You know what I mean? Like directly towards girls. Yeah, it was Pretty Young Thing. Like, why would I be?
But I'm just saying, like, Wale has a long list of catalog, a long catalog list of songs directly targeted to females.
Right. I messed up like 3 times in that video because I called his third album God's Gift and it was called The Gifted. I don't know what the fuck was going on through my mind. And then the song features Sam Sneak and he sounds slam like Tyga. And when I heard the song, I didn't actually like see it on YouTube. I just had like audio. So I didn't know who it featured. So I just assumed it was Tyga. But either way, when I shot the review, people were telling me to go check out Montana 300 Fire in the Church. I'm not sure if it's an album or it's a mixtape. I think it's an album. Did y'all hear that?
Nah.
It's not bad, yo. I've never heard of a Montana 300 project.
I thought you said you never heard of Montana 300.
No, I was actually getting ready to say my only familiarity, I'm not even sure that's a word or not, but we're going to use that word, of Montana of 300 is from Vlad TV interviews. That's the only way I know from him. That's where I learned who he is, was from Vlad TV interviews. Other than that, I had never heard any of his music. But I will say that the mixtape album, whatever it is, because I think it feels more like a mixtape to me. It's actually not bad. It's that Chicago shit, and it's not like on some Chief Keef repetitive rant drill music. Like, he's got bars. Okay, Sean said it's a mixtape. All right, cool. It's not bad, but I will say that he's definitely growing as an artist. Have any of y'all heard his music at all?
Yeah, I heard some of his earlier stuff.
What you think?
I didn't hear this one to compare it to.
No, but I'm saying like in general, like what you think?
I honestly can't remember, but it was around the time like Chief Keef he was already kind of big, so he was kind of like the whole Chicago scene was coming after him.
Okay.
So he kind of at the time blended in with like a lot of other artists from Chicago I heard.
And you couldn't like differentiate the two.
I could kind of different. It's
differentiate.
Yeah.
We just make
but
it didn't know that's a word either, but we're gonna use it.
Stood out to me. It didn't stand out to me, but I could it wasn't bad. I don't remember it as being like, this sucks.
Chris, you heard him at all? You said it's not bad. I will say though, like he's definitely learning because I feel like with this mixtape, he hasn't found his exact lane yet. Like he tried to do a little bit of everything. He got that street shit, then he got that backpack rapper shit, then he tried some swagger rap, then he tried some shit for the girls. And it kind of felt like you were definitely trying to do it. It didn't feel, not all of it felt genuine except when he was just spitting like raw bars. Like the songs that he had for girls and the swagger shit, it felt like it was kind of forced. You know what I mean? Like it didn't feel like that was actually him. And even some of the songs where he was the bangers, like the street bangers, I will say off his first song, Heat Stroke, not a bad song. That shit is heavy. Like that shit is really dope. But he kind of fell off beat a couple of times. Like, you know how you hear like lyrical rappers, they may put too many words in one verse or one bar.
Yeah.
And it kind of sounds jumbled. He did that a couple of times, which actually, I didn't even say this, but Jay-Z did that on the All the Way Up remix. Like as soon as it starts, Jay just was off beat. I don't know if anyone agrees with me, but that's how I feel about Jay's verse. That shit was off beat at first, and then it just went downhill from there. But yeah, going back to Montana 300, the dude, he's definitely growing as an artist. You could definitely tell. I like it. It's not bad, but it's definitely not like an instant classic yet. But I feel like when he has more experience with mixtapes and he comes out with an album, I hope that shit is fire because I'm glad this is a mixtape and not an album because there's 18 songs on here. That's way too damn much.
I like longer projects, but that's
I
just me personally.
I do too, but if they blend together like an album, this feels like a mixtape. It just feels like a. I remember I told you he felt like he tried to do a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just it didn't
Well, I
really
don't
work
see
out
him
for him.
coming out with an album anyway.
You don't think so? You think he's gonna be a mixtape rapper forever?
Probably, but I mean, I don't know. He might find his lane or whatever, but like I'm just looking at those Chicago artists. Like, look at Chief Keef. How many albums does he have?
Yeah, but a lot of these dudes too, like they can't get out that street mentality shit. So once they pop off, they don't know what to do. And that's Chief Keef. He popped off at like what 14, 15?
Well, you said he was 17.
You said what?
You said he was 17.
My bad. My bad. I actually thought he was younger than that.
14 years old. Come on, he was not Little Mouse.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another guy. Like, they get that little hit or whatever, and they're not sure where to go from there. I mean, even 17, you're young. Somebody gives you a deal, Kanye decides to jump on the track with you, you're going to act dumb. And then he just hasn't matured.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I just don't see those guys. I don't see him coming out with like, maybe he can do it independently, but like,
maybe.
who's putting money behind Montana 300 out? Like, in today's world, right?
Right.
You can create an album theoretically out of, like, you could do it yourself. Not saying you're gonna make a lot of money off of it, but you could like do it yourself if you really wanted to. Really, mixtapes are kind of like albums because you can buy them on iTunes.
Yeah, you
so
can.
like,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah. So, but if we're talking like legit studio, right now I don't see like what labels putting money, like how big is he? That's how labels look at like what's his selling power, and like look at Chris. Like Chris, like I don't know.
Right.
I haven't listened to the latest project. You probably didn't hear about it to the YouTube comments.
You're right. You're right.
I have heard
I didn't know his music at all until they asked me to.
I'm about to search it on Daft Pip actually right now. So yeah, so I don't see him like coming up at all.
I mean, but you kind of said it right there, Derek. Like, it's just that's how times are. Nobody's really signing to major deals. You can turn your mixtape into an album, but I feel like if you are going to turn your mixtape into an album, at least come out with a good piece of work. Like, make it art.
The time is now to be a mixtape rapper. Like, it's really nothing wrong with it because you can still make money and
yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You don't really have to like.
But I mean, yeah, because you look at Papoose, you look at all these guys. They don't drop albums like Uncle Murda and them. But it's to me, it's kind of embarrassing though because you get to a certain age and you've been in this game, you're seasoned, and you haven't really dropped a project like that. To me, it gets to be a little embarrassing because you don't really have much to show for yourself.
Look at guys like what's the name of the album you're talking about? It's Murder. It's Fire in the Church.
Yeah, the fire in the. I think it's fire in the church. Let me look at my phone real quick.
Yeah, it's not on that Piff.
It's on Google Play. Fire in the Church. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe it is all.
No. The dude Sean, he's one of my.
You said it's a mixtape. Okay.
It's a mixtape. I believe it's a mixtape. It feels more like a mixtape. Like it doesn't feel like an album.
Yeah, it's not on that Piff. So
like, say what you will.
Maybe it's one of those album / unofficial
it might
independent releases.
Like, say what you will about Kendrick's first quote unquote album,
Section 80.
Section 80, that shit feels more like a mixtape than an album to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's like you're not gonna find that on like Dat Piff or Spin Reel. You might find it now. I don't know.
On iTunes.
Yeah, when it first came out, you weren't gonna find it there because he was selling it as an album.
Right.
But like it wasn't like if you look up if you like Wikipedia him, right?
Right.
You go to studio albums, it'll say Good Kid in Mad City was his first studio album, which it was. But a lot of people will be in the comments, or not the comments, you can't be in the comments on Wikipedia, but whatever. A lot of people will say like, oh, Section 80 was his first album. What are you guys? And like you have to specify like studio album. Because everything else like
is so annoying now.
Yeah, but I mean because there is the difference, honestly. Like Section 80 isn't it's not overly dedicated. It's a step above that, but it's not Good Kid, Mad City. It's not there. So it's in that weird spot. Like if you look at guys like Dom Kennedy,
mm-hmm.
like he doesn't really have
He has a following, I'm sure.
No, he doesn't have I'm a Don Kennedy fan, so I have all his projects. He doesn't have it. Like I know, look at my iTunes. I know Lemonade. By Don Kennedy came out last year. That was a album. You could buy it on iTunes, but like I've never seen anybody have a hard copy of that. I don't know if you could buy it in stores. Like,
yeah, I mean, you can look at Currency. Currency's the same way. I don't even know what the difference is between Currency's albums and mixtapes because they all sound the same to me. But he's got his following. It's like if Justin was on the podcast, he'd be defending Currency like shit. That's his guy right there. But I mean, I don't know. I think Currency is cool, but all his shit sound like to me.
so I'm looking at Don Kennedy right now.